everybody, Mariana with Three Peaks Classroom. Today we're going to continue our talk on Canadian Black History Month, and the book that I have to recommend to you is called Racism and Intolerance. Now this isn't a storybook, but it's more so an explanation of what these words mean, racism and intolerance. Now it's part of a series called Children in Our World where it talks about different topics. And this book that I grabbed, Racism and Intolerance, goes into detail about what those words actually mean. Now, I love reading this story. Yeah, the definitions are very important for us to go over, but the reason why I love pulling this book out during my Black History Month read-alouds is because the pictures. I do a huge book talk with my students just about the pictures, and we talk about what do we see, what do we notice, and how are these examples of racism or injustice or discrimination. So the book talks about what is racism, what does intolerance look like, what can cause a prejudice. This picture is very powerful to describe to the students. What can it look like at school? What can it look like around the world? It just goes into such good detail about what racism looks like around the world. And it also finishes the story talking about things that can unite us. It talks about how we need to take the time to learn about other people's cultures and to learn about other people's families, and we all need to feel safe and secure. Now, this book also has an activity that you can do. So how can you help? You can have a World Culture Day or even a Classroom Culture Day where you can invite your students to bring in items from their culture. Maybe they can even make a little poster as well, talking about and educating their classmates on what kinds of foods do they eat, what are traditional clothing, what does it look like in their family, what are some traditional names or traditional games that they can play. And it would be fantastic if they could even bring in a little bit of food too, so that everybody can try a piece of everybody else's culture. At the end of the story also, it goes over a glossary of words that are often used when we talk about racism, injustice, prejudice, things like that. And so if you don't want to do the Classroom Culture Day, another activity you could do is you can also have a word wall where the students have to research and find the definitions of these words and draw an associating photo or draw an associating illustration with the word, and you can create a classroom word wall as well with these specific words. I hope you enjoyed that recommendation for my Canadian Black History Month series. I have 3 books left to go, so don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button so you can stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I will see you in tomorrow's video.